Leesburg, Virginia, as we close in on kickoff in the 5th all-time meeting between Loudoun and Rhode Island. Tonight's match presented by Segra, alongside former college soccer player Jade Barquette. Michael Watring with you for our matchup here this evening. And as we get ready for kick, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. And this is how things look right now. Two teams that are below the playoff line. But you can see it just takes one result for one of these two teams to jump back above the playoff line and to be right back in the mix of the top four. When these two teams have played, it has been a defensive battle. 3 of the 4 have finished in the version of 0-0 draws. Loudoun is the only team in the East that Rhode Island has never scored a goal against. When Loudoun won, Abdelatif Abukura scored a brace 5 minutes apart. But Loudoun has a new man in town. Thor Ulfarsson is one of the league leaders in goals scored this year.
And he's going to be an X factor in this game. You see the results between these two teams. It's going to be about the nines, and he is the one for Loudoun to really make the difference. His press is very good. He determines which way the team is going behind him. And his head coach, Anthony Limbrick, really said that they want him to get better service numbers around him to allow him to play better as well.
When you take a look at Rhode Island on the other side, they have 2 excellent goal scorers. Each have scored 5 in the USL Championship's regular season. J.J. Williams and Jose Quizera.
And Quizera has really grown up in front of Rhode Island's eyes. He's always had that talent and ability. Now he's putting it into effect on the field. J.J. Williams, on the other hand, a ton of experience, really drives that front line as well. And it's going to be a battle between these two front lines tonight.
When you look at these two groups, they're trying to end droughts. For Rhode Island, it's winless in their last 4 road matches. For Loudoun, they're winless in their last 10 at home. Which streak comes to an end tonight? It is Loudoun and Rhode Island. Starting 11th and kickoff next. Kickoff in the 5th all-time meeting between Loudoun and Rhode Island. Tonight's match presented by
It demands a strategic connectivity game plan, relentless agility, and a human touch. We offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. Segra is one of the largest nationwide independent commercial fiber companies in the U.S., with a fiber network infrastructure spanning 28 states. We are Segra. Connectivity, support, solutions.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
Welcome you back here to Leesburg, Virginia, presented by Continental Cards. It is Loudoun and Rhode Island. Michael Watring, Jade Barquette, and the rest of our team back with you as we close in on kick here this evening. Let's take a look at the Loudoun lineup. And for Anthony Limbrick here this evening, he makes 4 changes from their 4-1 loss at Monterey Bay 2 weeks ago.
He told us that they just need to find a way to win consistently, hoping to have that with those changes in the lineup. Ethan Bandre will be the starting goalkeeper. He started in the beginning of the season, played in 2 games recently, had a clean sheet against Detroit, looking for him to be the main man between the posts tonight.
Conversely, Cano Smith makes 2 changes. Nadarce and Rodriguez enter. Sanchez and Afonso come out.
And you see the top 2 with J.J. Williams and Rodriguez there. They're going to work off of each other, but really wants a lot of the work to be done in the midfield to overload for Loudoun, really pushing the ball higher up the pitch and winning it there to go straight to goal.
So we're just about ready for this matchup, and it has been a matchup where defense has won the day. Is tonight the night where these 2 teams break out of their funks in this fixture? It's great to have you with us for our matchup this evening. It's a brilliant day here in Leesburg to watch the USL Championships Week 15 Saturday slate of a dozen games kick off here this evening. Rhode Island dons those navy kits with a little bit of light blue accents this evening, while Loudoun on the other side have the all-whites with a red stripe right down the middle. Loudoun enters this match 9 points, 11th in the Eastern Conference. Rhode Island on the other side, 12 points. They are 9th in the Eastern Conference entering tonight. Good crowd here this evening, and Rhode Island puts the ball in play, and here we go on a Saturday night in Virginia. Loudoun and Rhode Island. Great to have you with us. Michael Watrang, Jay Barquette, and the rest of our team guiding you through the next 90 minutes of this Eastern Conference matchup. 2 teams that, when we spoke with the coaches, feel good about the roster, feel good about the position that they have, feel like there's a little bit of inconsistency within this group. What do you expect out of the 90 minutes tonight?
Well, I think it's definitely going to be another defensive battle. Like you had mentioned earlier, these 2 teams just going at it. They're very familiar in the way that they want to break down each other. So that's going to be a chess match of just trying to balance whether they go and attack straight away or be in possession of the ball, really wanting to break down the other team, waiting for that opportunity to open up for them. But it's definitely going to be a situation where the 9s are going to be involved. J.J. Williams, you see right now up top, just wanting to dictate for his team, and then Thor on the other side, really going to stress the attack for Loudoun.
Loudoun United this season, they have tried to find a little bit more consistency in the attack. They have the players there, and here is Thor. Olfarsson cuts it back. Thor lays it up top. There's a wide open net, and Panayotu misses it wide right on what should have been a surefire goal.
And that's exactly what Anthony Limbrick was telling us. They'll go direct. Thor doing a fantastic job here of cutting back inside. So unselfish. He draws all of the numbers, but that has to be converted. It's something he was telling us. We're right in front of goal. Those moments where we have to manage it and put the ball away is something that we're not going to get often in this league because of the momentum swings. When you have a surefire chance like that, it has to go in the back of the net. And they just missed that opportunity here very early in this match.
I know you scored a bunch of goals. You never missed a shot like that in your career. But what's the mindset for a player when that does happen, knowing that you should have converted that and you've probably done it a million times in your life?
It's frustrating for sure, especially when you're right in front of net and nobody was around you. Thor had gained all of the attention from the defenders. There were 3 around him, and when you're running full speed, it's hard to break yourself down and slow down in that moment to convert. But again, if you're going to be in that position, you're the starting player, not even just in that position on the field, but you're a starter for a reason, and you were chosen to put the ball away in those moments. It's massive, but you know that the next one you get has to be in the back of the net. Also, only 1 goal in my college career as a center back. I tried, a lot of headers didn't go in, but only 1 goal in my college career.
Sure, it was all over the highlight reels for weeks with how beautiful that goal was.
I think I reposted it about 40 times. Still lives in my Instagram on my reels.
Comes up every now and then, the memories tab, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, a great start for Loudoun. They've scored twice in the opening 10 minutes of matches this season. Flag goes up here for all offside. Rhode Island on the other side has not scored in the opening quarter hour of a match this season. They only have 5 first-half goals all season long. So we'll see what side gets off to a quick start here in this matchup. Loudoun, 5 consecutive draws on this field in the regular season, and that is the point that Anthony Limbrick was telling us. If you look at this group, you change 1, maybe even 2 of those, you're in a completely different spot on the table. Ball rolls, gets knocked down. Nadarce tries to swing it away. Instead, it's stolen back by Torres. Christian Torres dribbles back, stumbles, loses it. It stays in play along the sideline. Shapiro Thompson gets the outlet pass forward, and over to cut it off is Mazzafaro. There's Anthony Limbrick about the heat here in the United States, and this is what's been happening. Not used to that coming over from England, but sees that his group has been willing to put in the effort, been willing to work hard. It's just, can they get the result? A little bit of ups and downs, and he said when the team has not played well, look at that Monterey Bay match, they rebound typically pretty well, and they're coming off of a match on the midweek in the Prinks Cup where they lost to Greenville 3-1, and you do wonder a little bit how they come out here this evening.
And you mentioned it, this team is going to fight for Loudoun. They'll fight behind him and their head coach, but they'll also fight for each other, and especially at home, you have to be able to win games at home. It's something that they've struggled with in this season, and being at home where you have your home fans behind you, it should give you that extra boost of confidence to go and take the risks that you maybe wouldn't if you were away, and that's something that he wants to see from his team tonight.
Another long ball for J.J. Williams. A lot of pushing and shoving and yanking, and ultimately in the end, it is J.J. Williams that is the guilty party here. Going back to the last league game, Monterey Bay 4, Loudoun 1 in that game. 2 goals in the first 11 minutes really set the stage for Monterey Bay. So a quick start, imperative for Loudoun. Meanwhile, for Rhode Island, they're coming off of their last league match where they lost 1-0 at Indy 11. Attacking moment here on the wide side. A bobble, a slice, a cut, a flip. Back post, Quizera was getting ready to swing the leg. Instead, Erlinson pushes it out, and our first corner of the match belongs to Rhode Island.
Quizera was wide open on the back post, just waiting for that lofted ball across. Rhode Island really only needs a second. You saw them just pick the ball up and go straight to net.
Rhode Island 17 goals this season. They have been an attacking force so far for the year. They've had at least 10 shots in every single regular season game, and 6 or more shots on target in all but 1. Shapiro Thompson launches it to the back post, and that one over Nadarce as he does nearly a backflip somersaulting. As we take a look at Cano Smith, he said the focus right now is to learn how to win ugly games. That's the #1 thing that he is focused on. If you look back at last year to this point, they've nearly doubled the amount of goals that they have scored. Defensively, they're about at the same level. As this ball fires in, Erlinson misses it. Torres pushes it out, so another corner. But feels like the group has improved based on this time last season, but just trying to find that last little finishing touch when the game is tight.
He definitely was pleased with the steps that they are taking forward, especially on the offensive end. They just are capitalizing on their moments more, and the defensive side just tightening up really on the set pieces is what he mentioned to us was most important for them. They haven't been able to deal with that so far in this game on their end.
Shapiro Thompson again with the corner. This time it is skimmed off of Akinyode. Rhode Island with a third corner kick here in the opening 8 minutes of the match. Let's see if they can take some advantage of these early set piece tries against the Loudoun group. Suffering a little bit defensively, that has given up 17 goals for the year, 8 in the first half. And the corner from that far sideline will be Josiah Quizera. J.J. Williams and Jacob Erlinson getting to know each other, and Edson Carvajal steps in as well. One thing to keep an eye on with Carvajal as our center referee, he's given up 4 penalties in the 3 matches he has officiated. It's the second most in the league. Quizera swings it in. That ball headed away again. Akinyode out as far as Scardina. Quizera lifts it back across, and that one's snatched by Bandra. Plays that ball long. Shapiro Thompson marks it down the sideline. It goes out, and it's been a good start to this one. Busy night in the USL Championship with 12 matches over a half a dozen time slots here this evening. And we start our day here in Leesburg, Virginia to watch these two teams. And 10 minutes in, both sides have had chances, none better than the chance 80 seconds in where Thor found Jack Panayotou, and Panayotou missed a wide open net.
You can really shuffle your TV around, and one of these games will be on your screen for sure.
The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. You'll see where all of the matches tonight can be viewed. The start of the year winless in their first 7 matches before they finally won their first and only match of the year at Brooklyn on May 9th. They have not lost back-to-back games this season. Good work here. Juggled. Holstead the last man to touch it. Throw in Loudoun.
This team has dealt with injuries and balancing the young versus the experienced senior players, and so they've had a lack of consistency in terms of starting lineups and also just team camaraderie on the pitch. It's something that's so important as you grow into the team as a whole, and some players on limited minutes with not being able to have that consistency on the pitch will affect how they play and the rhythm of the game in general. They're hoping that as they get more players back, they find that consistency and they notch more wins as well.
Rhode Island knows all about draws. A couple of years ago, their first season in the league, it seemed like every match was a draw in that season, and they ultimately went all the way to the final that year. That's the luck that Loudoun is hoping to replicate here in 2026. And after the opening 8 minutes was very aggressive for both sides, we've settled in to more possession-based action, and that ball just floats down the sideline. Koke Vegas runs all the way out, no need. But it is given away from Holstead. Middle of the field, Loudoun looking for space and opportunity. Abukura, good to have him back and healthy. Uses the ball, however. Abukura, just a dynamic season a year ago. Long ball sent down the field. That ball bounces out of play. Throw in for Loudoun. Varsant, there's a lot of space here. It's Torres with the ball. Torres uncorks a shot. It gets blocked. Rhode Island handle it well, and now they can break at the other end. Quizera feeds Shapiro Thompson. Moves it back through the middle. Holstead lines it out wide. Scardina. Rodriguez. Stops, starts, hooks. Zera holds on to it. Nadarsang fires it across and over the head of Rodriguez. There's a great chance at the other end for Loudoun, and they never get the ball to the goalie.
Well, right now, Rhode Island is the team that's taking more advantage of the opportunities that they're given. Loudoun, yes, has more possession, but once they get in and around the 18, they're not creating really any sort of chance for themselves, being a little bit too lackadaisical or not having that sense of urgency to really put the ball away or get a shot on frame. Rhode Island took the ball back the other way and really had chance after chance to really pick out which one they wanted. with through balls and balls across the front of net. Loudoun did a good job, though, of getting back, not allowing them to go straight at the goal, too, for that counterattack.
Hanayotu. Abukura. Akinyode. Kwame Awua. Everybody getting a touch seemingly here. It bounces back out. Shot attempt takes a piece. And we're going to get a foul here just outside of the 18-yard box. And it is going to be a really good look here for Loudoun.
Perfect opportunity for them to have a shot on frame that does hit the hand. Looked like the left hand right outside of the 18-yard box on the line. So very, very close to a PK. But can Loudoun use this to really test the keeper and get a shot on frame? They've had none in this game so far, with having more of the possession and attempts on goal.
The veteran, J.J. Williams, picks a spot to tie a shoe to slow the game down. It'll be Thor Olfarsson and Jack Panayotu standing on top of it. It is right in front of the 18-yard box. Now, Abdelatif Abukura joins the three-man party. Here's one of the league veterans, Koke Vegas. Setting up his wall. He wants to have everybody positioned perfectly. This is just about as good of a look as you're going to find. About a half a dozen men in the wall, including one laying down underneath it. Who will it be? And is this the moment for Loudoun? They start the scoring. Thor Olfarsson throttles, it bounces in, Vegas punches it away. Terrific save from Koke. Keeps it scoreless on what was a great shot attempt. Tough to find for Vegas.
That was a beautiful shot, ripped in by Olfarsson, and for Vegas to be able to see it through the traffic and the bodies on the wall, in the wall. Fantastic save to keep this 1-0.
Abukura against Holstead. Moves it out of play. Throw in for Loudoun. They have 4 shots now. 1 on target. They have all the official shots. Abukura. Erlinson goes up high to win the header and earn the foul. No booking here.
This shot by Thor, just beautiful, right on the outside of the wall, in between where his teammates and the wall was set up. And for Vegas just to parry that one away, he had traffic right in front of him, but a fantastic opportunity for Loudoun. And then just goes down hard here. Williams not trying to go for the ball, just kind of standing. And again, Loudoun will have to reset and get another opportunity to put this one in the box.
I think it was Matsafaro that had the second bite at that free kick. Just drifted past his boot. Free kick now for Loudoun from a further distance. Vegas with a pretty aggressive line up near a 6-yard box. Yotu hummels it to the top of the 18. After one hop, Abukura recovers. Awua lifts it back inside of the 18. Only one man there to win the header and keeps it in play. Hanayotu punches it through. Erlinson connects on the cross. It bounces out. Akinyode gets blocked. Second chance from Torres. Takes a redirect. Vegas catches. And here comes Rhode Island in the counter. Quizera Dodges one man, now a second. Erlinson with the wheels to get back to it. It was a great run from Quizera, but ultimately Erlinson won that last bounce.
And Conor Smith was telling us that he wanted his defense to tighten up. Well, they absolutely have in this game. They are keeping this game 0-0. Fantastic going to ground, bodies everywhere to keep the ball out of the net.
Quizera connects on this cross. Back out, Holstead. Quizera. Holstead. No Darce with plenty of space in front. Goes back out wide for the team's leading goal scorer. Quizera in. Akinyode out. And a bump there. Puts an end to that spell of attack for Rhode Island. Still searching for its first shot of the game.
Loudoun defensively are just so compact, and they're defending in 2s and 3s whenever Rhode Island is trying to create any sort of momentum or space in front of the 18. Loudoun's doing such a good job of not allowing them through their lines and really only giving them that long ball looped across the box, and the players who are marking are doing a fantastic job of not allowing any free headers to come across their goal.
20 minutes down so far. We are scoreless, as has been the case in 3 of the first 4 meetings between these two groups. Loudoun has the only win through 4, a 2-0 victory back in March of 2025. Michael Watring, Jade Barquette, and the rest of our team enjoying our start to Week 15 Saturday action in the USL Championship, one of the 12 matches on the docket tonight. Middle of the field, Abukura takes 2 delightful touches. Ball out of the reach of Farson that time. Williams guides it to the wide side, keeps his run going, gets an angle here. The ball bounces down. Bandra sends it out. Turn to the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, June 20th for a thrilling USL Championship Western Conference showdown. Sparks will fly when Las Vegas Lights take on the electric Orange County SC side at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network on Saturday, June 20th. Holstead up to take this throw. Rifles it in. That is a really good ball. It takes 2 heads, and it's Williams that finishes. Holstead's long throw. Bacharach, Williams, 1-0 Rhode Island.
And Rhode Island has just taken advantage of the more opportunities that they have been given. This throw from Holstead is a set piece of its own. And when you can put a ball in the box like that, get the flick, and then J.J. Williams doing what he can to just get up and over the entire defensive line of Loudoun, who really wasn't stepping up to the plate to try and really defend him. He comes in, late run, out of the front part of the box, heads it in. That's a player, major experience, putting the team in a position to put the ball away. When you really haven't had a ton of attacking opportunities, it only takes one moment, and he secured that.
It's the first time Rhode Island have ever scored against Loudoun. It's the 6th of the season for J.J. Williams. And Rhode Island on its first shot of the match scores its 6th first half goal of the season. 1-0 to the visitors.
And you go back to Jack Panayiotou, that shot in the very beginning of the game, it changes the dynamic. If that one was put away, you never know what could be right now with the game being up 1-0 in Loudoun's favor. Now they're down, and maybe a little bit of a shocking goal for them. You take one mental lapse off in the box defensively, and a team's going to punish you for it. If you don't create your own opportunities to put the ball away when you can too, it could be the opposite effect.
Panayiotou offside here. little bit of the unluckiness that Loudoun have had this season. It is the 9th time they've given up a goal in the opening 25 minutes of a game this season, and that makes things different. And every coach will tell you, when you have a game plan, you go out, you can execute it as long as you don't give away the first goal. And sometimes when you give away that first one, it changes a little bit of the game plan. And Loudoun had very much seemed comfortable in this game. They had generated the first 6 shots of the contest. But as you mentioned, long throw, couple heads, boom, you're down 1-0. Instead's going to get another chance at this one. I think he's got a little more real estate on this side too. Holstead again uncorks a good throw in. This time we get a tug and a foul. Those long throws have really added such a new layer to so many teams' games. To be able to have that opportunity, the game just opens up so much more now that you're able to take those long throws and put the pressure on the opponents.
It is such an advantage for teams to have that player, especially in those tight areas where it can cause a goal. You train it all the time, just one flick and then the next ball has to go in the back of the net or it drops to the ground for a cleanup opportunity. If you can create chaos in the box from a throw-in, that is such an advantage to teams where you can have those opportunities to score and not have them with other teams that you're playing against and really give you the leg up. We've seen it in the men's game and the women's game as well. All you need is that one moment for the ball to drop. And defensively, it's hard because once the ball comes in, you're trying to read it. You're trying to make sure that you have your mark and the people behind you are marked as well. But if the ball drops and it bounces around, especially right in that 6-yard box, it's as dangerous for an attacking team.
I wonder if we'll start to see goalkeepers be more aggressive on those throws as well. Now, it is much more difficult than corners or crosses because you can't always expect it to end up near your 6-yard box like that ball from Holstead did, but you do wonder, do they start to play a little bit more of an aggressive line trying to ensure that they don't have to defend it at all and the goalkeeper can just catch it? Abukura, right back. Awua stays onside. Choices. No, he's offside. I thought he was able to keep that line, and that's really good work by Rhode Island to keep their defensive line that time around. Enter the Prinks Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on the screen and enter today. Missed touches, ultimately taken back. Loudoun have only gained 2 points this year from losing positions. And all told, they have 2 losses and a draw at home when they give up the opening goal. Given away, Rhode Island to take the throw.
And Rhode Island right now isn't even doing anything truly, Mike, to force Loudoun to give the ball away. They're really just staying compact in their shape and shifting from one side to the other depending on which center back for Loudoun has the ball. They haven't been able to advance in between the midfield and the forward line. This is Loudoun. Because the compactness of the shape of Rhode Island, their defensive shape is so well done right now. being connected, not only in the back line holding together, but the midfield being compact as well.
A foul here, off of the ball. Free kick for Loudoun. Well, Farson, the man taken down.
Looked like he might have tripped there. We didn't get to see exactly what happened, but hope that he's okay. He's still hobbling a little bit up top.
Rhode Island have only collected 3 points on the road this season. Their only win of the year came in Kentucky at Lexington in April. A 3-1 victory. They come together and a foul. Akinyode takes out Bacharach.
And those were two bodies just colliding right there, trying to defensively push one another off the ball. No, none of them were really going for the ball there. Just trying to win that 50-50 ball as it was coming out of the air.
At the half-hour mark of this game, we'll get a hydration break for these two groups on a warm evening here in Leesburg, Virginia. Loudoun is one of the 2 teams in the league without a home win for the year. Sporting Jacks is the other, and the reason why they trail in this game is because of a well-executed long throw in the 22nd minute. It was Clay Holstead with a terrific toss in. Bacharach got a perfect flicked header, and J.J. Williams finishes.
And you see J.J. Williams just hanging out, super nonchalant, then drives into the box to finish that. If you don't get the flick, though, from Bacharach, then this does not happen. You have to have that moment where he draws the defenders as well, gets the flick, and then J.J. Williams comes up and delivers. Rhode Island just taking advantage of the opportunities that they're given right now. Loudoun has had them. They just have not been able to convert, whether that be wide open chances in front of net or just not getting that clean look for a shot on goal. They're trying to keep the ball more, but Rhode Island just picking up their chances and taking advantage of them.
Well, Anthony Limbrick told us, when you look at the Rhode Island team, J.J. Williams is really good up top. His movement is excellent. And their goal was to ensure that they stop the source so that the ball cannot be entered into him. And through the run of play, check those boxes. But on that throw, they were unable to do so as J.J. Williams scores that goal and makes it a 1-0 game here in the final quarter hour of the first half. Let's see if Loudoun are able to get back in this one.
That was exactly something that Anthony Limbrick told us, that we can not let JJ get the ball. We have to be aware of him whenever he's in the box. He said they trained it this week as well. Definitely something that they have addressed in that hydration break, and something that they will in the locker room at halftime as well. You see Loudoun with possession way more, yes, and the shots, but again, it's about what goes in the back of the net. And Rhode Island 1 for 1 with on target and goals.
So we restart action after the hydration break, and it's J.J. Williams promptly on the ball. This time he whistles one across. Bacharach chases, keeps it in play, bodies collide, no whistle. Instead, it's Mazzafero getting it only as far as Scardina. Give and go this time. Scardina keeps it in play. Long throw. This time it beats Awua. Scardina mishits it. Otherwise, he had Williams there, and the defense a little late to recover initially. And here is a foul. Kick Loudoun. Watch the USL on ESPN2, June 20th, as Powerhouse Championship clubs Detroit City FC and Louisville City FC face off in a Brinks Tires USL Cup battle for the playoffs. Saturday, June 20th, 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Loudoun have an answer here before the end of the first half. Nodarse lifts it along. Awua, or check that, that was Quizera against Erlinson. Couple good touches from Torres. Murphy sends it back. Well, both teams have really dynamic players on the pitch and on the bench tonight. This could be a soaring finish to this one as Abukura darts past Scardina. Two defenders over there. Abukura tries to split. Scardina got a piece. Holstead clears to midfield. Williams runs past Asenge with three defenders. Shut down Williams this time. Quizera over to Asenge, and we do get a whistle for a foul and a card as well.
And Rhode Island, again, using the counterattack. J.J. Williams fighting off his defender, and then Quizera was trying to come up from the ranks of pushing up the pitch. You see the tug on the jersey there. If this was Rhode Island ball, they would have been play on and continue play, but Loudoun gets to it first. I think the counterattack is working really well for Rhode Island right now. Loudoun gets a little bit lackadaisical in the box when things don't go their way, and Rhode Island is taking full advantage of that.
Continental Cards brings us our bookings this evening, and it's Jacob Erlinson that picks up our first yellow of the night. Another restart. Rhode Island scored on one already tonight. Wide side, Williams heads, Spandra snatches. Only one man down there, and it's Abukura. Shapiro Thompson nudges it out. Throw in Loudoun in the final 10 minutes of the first half. Well, this is a Loudoun group that has the second fewest shots on target of any team in the league this year. Only Sporting Jacks has fewer. And no team generates fewer big chances than Loudoun. They've only generated 13 of those big chances in 10 matches. And looking at the stats, they don't consider that Jack Panayotu a big chance in the opening 90 seconds, which I have to question that. I mean, he had an empty net. You can't get a bigger chance than that.
100% agreed. It was wide open right for him on a silver platter.
So maybe that big chances stat we can take with a grain of salt. Bowles gets knocked out. Throw in for Rhode Island. The last time Loudoun won a match here at home, you have to go back to August 30th. They beat Miami 3-1. Since then, 4 losses, 6 draws. 3 of the 4 losses by just a goal. I mean, talking about the fine margins of the game, Loudoun exemplifies that and then some. There are points out on the board that they could most certainly take advantage of and move up the charts, but they just haven't been able to do so this season, and trying to find that here tonight on the home field.
That's something that Anthony Limbrick talked to us about, was his team has scored at key times in games where they've come back and they've drawn games and they've scratched until the final whistle to really put a product out on the field, but then they've also conceded at key times as well. That just drains the momentum from a team. And I think a little bit in this match, when Rhode Island did score, it took the wind out of their sails just a little bit. They felt comfortable. They felt like they had control of the game. They had a few opportunities, but that took the wind out of their sails. They've generated more opportunities since that moment, but when you concede after you could have scored, that does take the momentum away, and that's something that he's needed to see change in his team. When, yes, it's fantastic they can score at those key moments to put themselves ahead or even come back in matches, but when you're also conceding goals, it really just changes the momentum and mindset of your team to have to will yourself then to push and continue to push the pace to win.
Yeah, if you look at the stats from an outsider's perspective, you're not on the field, you're thinking, Loudoun's played pretty well. They have 6 of the 7 shots in this game. If you watch the game, you think of that Panayotou chance. But as a player on the field, you can feel those moments. You can feel that you're playing really well. You miss that opening chance. You could see how Panayotou reacted after it. And then you give up just one opportunity. The other team scores. It's very difficult as an athlete to keep your mindset that things aren't going to unravel from that point. As you see the live standings right now, Rhode Island would jump into the top 8 while Loudoun still sitting there towards the bottom. But as we've mentioned, time and time again, you feel like Loudoun is closing in on a breakthrough. Feels like they are turning the page on something, but they just haven't been able to do so consistently enough.
And it is so difficult to try and keep your mind in the game, especially when you feel like you have the possession, you have the shots, and you have most of the momentum in a match. It's just down to the players on the pitch really just driving one another, trying to continue to will them to fight and play their style of soccer. Right now, it's looking a little bit predictable from Loudoun. From what I've seen, them trying to play in the back and then long ball over the top or combine in the wide areas to find a player open in the central part because the numbers have shifted altogether. They have to play more through the midfield. They have to connect all 3 lines of play to really break down Rhode Island, because defensively, Rhode Island hasn't had to make any true hard tackles in the midfield because the ball is just skipping them and going over, and their back line has done such a good job of keeping the ball in front of them and winning those duels.
Marcel Asenge was the man that was injured. He's currently off the field for the moment. In the final 5 minutes of the first half, Rhode Island 1, Loudoun 0. J.J. Williams scored in the 22nd minute. Now Jojea Quizera sets up top. Holstead hammers. He could sense the defender sliding in front of him, so he tries to get it over Abukura, and in the end, he gets it over everything. With Soccer Suite season in the middle of the year, SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. And still with just 10 out there, waiting for Asenge to get back out there. And this ball's played well through the lines, and a foul is whistled. Here's Asenge now back on the field. Good intervention. Murphy unable to get there in time. And Asenge back out there. Gets the touch and resets for Erlinson. Works this down the sideline. And a foul. And Darce gets undercut. Doesn't look like it's going to be a booking against Christian Torres. For Mexican Youth International, and Odarce back to his feet, the Cuban.
It's just a hard tackle. Torres didn't even really try to go for the ball there, but just got contact because of the way that Odarce was falling. Those are always the worst, when you fall right on your tailbone too after coming down out of the air. Then he walks it off gingerly.
It's a touch right back. And a chance to reset here for Rhode Island in the final moments of this first half. A team that has allowed 1 or fewer goals in 7 of 10 this year. They have 4 clean sheets. Erlinson's pass misfires. Throw in Rhode Island. Nodarse. Ball goes out of play, looking for Quizera. Well, what's your assessment of 45 minutes here in Leesburg so far?
Loudoun, again, just a little bit predictable with how they're trying to build out. They really need to start getting creative in the central part of the pitch and use that with the front line and then put away their chances. They've had many. They cannot seem to convert them, and Rhode Island really continue what they're doing. They're being very patient. They're allowing Loudoun to play around the back. They're not making too many moves to pull themselves out of their compact shape. They're really staying together and then picking those opportunities up. We haven't seen them with the ball in possession to really build up a ton in this game whatsoever, but that doesn't seem to be bothering them. They're really enjoying the fact that Loudoun is coughing the ball up for them, and then they're using the attacking transition to their advantage.
3 minutes of first half stoppage time presented by Novak. Quinones going for the foul.
And trying to plead his case here. Two hands were on the back, but the shove was a little bit excessive or dramatized a little bit there.
Rhode Island perhaps thinking about stealing one before halftime to go out in front by 2-0. We will not have a 0-0 draw in tonight's match after 3 of the first 4 had been that, including the last 2. Shapiro-Thompson slides this ball across. J.J. Williams lofts it back in. It's another head on it. Nodarse lifts the leg up there, commits the foul. And you can see Loudoun asking, how is that not a yellow card?
Loudoun has to be aware of the men at the top of the box for Rhode Island. They were wide open. Nobody was marking them as that ball was coming in. You can't see it from this angle, but they're right at the top of the D. Nodarse was one of them, comes in late there with the high boot. I'm wondering how that wasn't a yellow card as well, but Loudoun just has to be aware of Rhode Island numbers in the box because that is going to affect this game. If that second ball pops out to them, they're wide open in front of net.
Torres. Final half minute or so of this first half. Quinones gets bumped by Shapiro-Thompson, so it'll be Loudoun that gets the restart. They go fast, and the official doesn't like how fast they went. Loudoun was not pleased with that. Let's see if they can still take advantage. Jolfarson hasn't had enough touches here tonight. And that is the first half whistle. So Loudoun get a bunch of shots early. They're limited to none in the last 15 minutes. And it is Rhode Island 1 and Loudoun 0 at the break.
You mentioned it, that Thor did not have a lot of touches on the ball in this half. I think that's so important that they get him on the ball, whether it be to hold up play, to play underneath him, especially with Abakora. He is someone that has been dancing around the ball, attracting numbers. If those two can link up play, Loudoun will have a better chance of putting chances away in that second half. Rhode Island continue doing what they're doing and take advantage when Loudoun does cough the ball up.
An enjoyable 45 minutes of play here in Leesburg. An early chance for Loudoun misses the cage. J.J. Williams did not miss his opportunity in the 22nd minute. Rhode Island 1, Loudoun 0. We're at halftime in Leesburg.
Business success requires more than just technology. It demands a strategic connectivity game plan, relentless agility, and a human touch. We offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. Segra is one of the largest nationwide independent commercial fiber companies in the U.S., with a fiber network infrastructure spanning 28 states. We are Segra. Connectivity, support, solutions.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
Halftime in Virginia. It is a 1-0 lead for Rhode Island at the break, trying to snap a 4-match road win streak. More to come at halftime, including a look around the rest of the league. But let's take a look back at the last round of the Brinks Tires USL Cup with a goal and the save of the round.
Down and dirty to help his side. It's just rolled back to Gavilanes. Swatted away by Echevarria. Oh, it was nearly perfect for the Owls. Villalobos planning out for Almash. Elias Almash gets around another. Elias Almash from a wide angle and scores!
The Almesh brothers are magicians for AV Alta. Watch Ilias Almesh make this play, outnumbered by Orange County, 4 players in his vicinity on the near side. First, a nutmeg to get around the first defender. Then, he takes another touch to slip past the second defender, but the finish still requires a touch of class, nestled by the near post. Almesh's second goal of Brinks Tires USL Cup play is a game winner against USL Championship side Orange County SC for your goal of the round.
We officially have our first two quarterfinalists of USL Prinks Tires Cup play. We'll talk which teams are in pole position to grab one of the coveted 6 spots remaining. Hard to argue anybody's been more consistent than Sebastian Cruz on the field this year. The Rowdies midfielder joins us to talk his journey through the American soccer pyramid and why he's playing at such a high level right now. This is USL All Access.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times you think the waves are calling your name, but actually it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We'll get you back out to your match shortly. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines. The championship is grabbing hold of the Prinks Tires USL Cup. 2 clubs clinched their respective groups in round 3. The Tampa Bay Rowdies clinched Group 7 with a 2-0 win at Sporting Jacks, while Colorado Springs Switchbacks won a critical Group 2 match 2-1 over El Paso Locomotive. While those 2 clubs are now in the knockout stage, Charleston Battery and Sacramento Republic are both on the quarterfinal doorstep. The Battery got the extra point in a penalty shootout against Pittsburgh Riverhounds in Group 6, and Sac Republic put away Monterey Bay also in penalties in Group 1. But as we enter play in round 4, it is potential chaos in Group 4. 5 teams are separated by 2 points. Lexington stole a penalty shootout at Detroit City. Louisville City primed for the group win, but Union Omaha and Indy 11 still have group title hopes. Upcoming national spotlight games on ESPN2, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th, Saturday the 20th. Round 4 of the Prinks Tires USL Cup begins with Detroit City and Louisville City, and also that night, Las Vegas Lights in Orange County on CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome back to Leesburg, Virginia. It is a 22nd minute goal from J.J. Williams that puts Rhode Island out in front 1-0 at the break. Great to have you with us. Michael Watrang, Jade Barquette, and our team back with you here at Loudoun United's home. And here's the upcoming schedule. We have 3 games just about ready to kick things off, including Pittsburgh and Indy 11. That should be a really good one in the Eastern Conference. A couple at 7:30. And the 8 o'clock game, Lou City against Brooklyn. Lou City getting back on track after their lengthy winless drought that nearly reached the club all-time record. Then you flip the page, and in the nightcap tonight, Colorado Springs and Sacramento will be a fun one.
It will definitely be, and there's so much USL soccer going on right now. Very close, not only in the rankings, but on the pitch with these teams battling out week after week. You really can turn to any game and have a good matchup wherever you're watching.
Fun stuff around the USL Championship. 7 different time slots, 12 different games on this Saturday evening. Here, it is Rhode Island 1. It is Loudoun 0. We'll take a look at our first half highlights and kick off the second half when we return to Leesburg, right around the corner.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
Business success requires more than just technology. It demands a strategic connectivity game plan, relentless agility, and a human touch. We offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. Segra is one of the largest nationwide independent commercial fiber companies in the U.S., with a fiber network infrastructure spanning 28 states. We are Segra. Connectivity, support, solutions.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
Halftime in Leesburg, Rhode Island 1, Loudoun 0 through 45 minutes of play. Michael and Jay back with you with our entire team here enjoying the matchup this evening. Let's take a look back at the first half highlights, and we were less than 90 seconds in, and it looked like Loudoun was going to crash the party first. Thor Olfarsson picked out Jack Panayotu with Vegas off of his line. Loudoun had a chance to start the scoring.
And it was honestly a perfect setup for Loudoun. Olfarsson just draws all 3 defenders to him, and then this one just cannot be converted by Panayotu. And that really was the shift in this game for Loudoun. They had control of it, and then Rhode Island just took advantage of this opportunity off of the throw-in by Clay Holstead. Just gets a little bit of a flick, and then J.J. Williams using his experience just to get in front of his defender and put the ball away. It took the wind out of the sails of Loudoun, and a complete team goal by Rhode Island, executed to perfection. That's something they train every day, and they put it right on the pitch and converted.
Loudoun had 6 shots in the first 19 minutes. They didn't have another in the final 25 minutes of that first half. Rhode Island is so good in the attack. 10-plus shots in every game this year. Just 2. I think if you would have told Anthony Limbrick these are your numbers at halftime, you'd feel pretty good about it. Instead, you're down by a goal.
It is frustrating because it only takes one chance to put the ball in the back of the net, and Loudoun very comfortable with having the ball right now, but they're not really doing anything with it. They have not had a corner. They've only had 1 shot on target. Their shots are really just coming from anywhere and anywhere, not really explosive or with a purpose. Rhode Island has just been more purposeful with the chances that they've had.
Loudoun makes 1 change at halftime. Kimi Ordonez replaces Jack Panayotu. Ordonez has been a highly touted player for Loudoun since he entered the fray. He scored twice this season, including the lone goal in the last regular season match at Monterey Bay. Scored that a couple minutes in to the second half. Now he looks to make the same level of impact here in this matchup. It's also going to be Andres Super coming in, and Asenge, who picked up that knock toward the end of the first half. He was able to stay in the game. And they do bring in Super as well. It looked like maybe it was just going to be Ordonez, so indeed it is. 2 changes at halftime. Looking for something here from Loudoun, a little bit of a change of pace for this group that failed to take a shot after the 19th minute of half number 1. Rhode Island has scored 12 goals in the second half. It's the second most in the league this season. They'll look to gain some separation as the second half kicks off here in Leesburg. Loudoun in the white kits, navy kits for Rhode Island here this evening. Michael Watring, former UCF defender, Jade Barquette, and the rest of our team here with you this evening in Leesburg, Virginia for week 15 of the USL Championship, inviting you to come hang out with us here this evening. And you take a look at these two teams. Both groups feel like they have underachieved a little bit at this point in the year, and it feels like tonight might be the night that one of these two teams get the train right back on the tracks and make a surge to the playoff line.
That's exactly what they're both hoping for. Loudoun would love to get a win at home as well. They have not had one. And for Rhode Island, they really just need that confidence within themselves. Once again, they've had up and down type of season, but really are looking for that consistency and wins and scoring throughout the year, especially away from home. It's so hard to win away, and if they can do it against this Loudoun team, it does help them. It gives them a boost of confidence.
Rhode Island has been dominant at home. They've only lost once in 11 matches in all competitions at home, but they've only won once in 6 road matches this season. So valuable points, perhaps. They can double their season total for points on the road with a win today. Bacharach loses it with that punch. Now Thor Ulfarsson looks like he's going a little bit more centrally with Ordonez back on the pitch. Awua can't quite hold on to that. And gives this one away. It's picked up by Rodriguez. Lays it off. Scardina. All the way across, headed only as far as Shapiro Thompson. Delightful first touch back for Holstead. Rhode Island flexing early. Shapiro Thompson spins it around. One touch and an easy finish to make it 2 for Rhode Island. Nick Scardina's first USL regular season goal makes it 2-0 Rhode Island.
And once again, Rhode Island taking advantage of the opportunity in front of them. They were so patient with finding the right run, the right ball to put in the box. Dealt with pressure. This ball pops out once again. A beautiful ball just whipped in. And again, the back line of Loudoun just misses their man. Exactly what happened in the first goal as well. It's a mentality piece to get that ball down from J.J. Williams across the net. He beats his defender. And then for Nick Scardina to put this ball away, he was wide open. Nobody marking him, and just tucks this one away. To score in the first 5 minutes of the second half is massive for Rhode Island to really snuff out any opportunity for Loudoun to feel like they can get back into this match early. And they just add on to that first half that they put on earlier.
Well, we talked about the lack of touches for Ulfarsson. It's not like J.J. Williams has had a ton. He's only had 13 touches in the game, but you talk about the impact of those touches. A goal, now an assist. Ulfarsson has only had 8 touches all game, but he has created both chances for Loudoun. So the volume has been there in terms of chance creation for Ulfarsson. He just has not been able to convert like J.J. Williams has done so for Rhode Island. And another surge here, looking to make it a third here. Rodriguez lining it up, waiting for a runner, now sets it up, rifles, saved by Bandra. J.J. Williams tucks it in, flag is up. And otherwise, J.J. Williams would have made it 3 goal contributions on the night, and we haven't even played 50 minutes.
He's just been everywhere. You talk about the touch that he's had on the ball, but it's also just him dictating space. It's moving runners. It's opening up space for his teammates. It's the stuff he's doing off the ball as well. He's just in the right places at the right time, following every play. That one offside, so will not count. But again, he's forcing the issue. He's pushing Loudoun's defensive line back even farther into their box and really creating havoc for Rhode Island. It's not always about how many times you can touch the ball, but how much space you can create as well, and he's doing all of it.
Let's see what happens here. Inside of the 18, Quizera leaves it. Happened to be the run that ended up interfering with Rodriguez, standing all alone at the top of the 18. Rodriguez stops, starts, gets taken off of the ball. Erlinson goes back for Bandera. And Williams nudges it off of Owuwa.
Loudoun had no options to really get out of the press that Rhode Island was putting on them. They have to get into that expansive shape as quick as they possibly can after they win the ball, or there's no problem in hitting it long, resetting, and pressing everybody higher up the pitch, so you just take the pressure off of yourself. Instead, you're left with another set-piece throw-in here in your own defensive half.
Last time it was a foul. This time, it's over everybody. Yao flicks that on. Bandra snatches it. He flies this ball far down the field. O'Farson was the only man over there in a white kit. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Williams the target. Doesn't reach him. Over the top from Murphy. Ordonez chases. Vegas heads to the air. Ordonez chases once more. Bacharach. And for as much as these teams have played, scoreless draws. The one time that there were goals last March, each team had a red card in that game. Giannis Learman had one in the 67th minute. Zach Aravo in the 90+4. So you do wonder, with a ton of time left, are we still in for something to shift the plot a little bit here with Rhode Island ahead by 2? This man can do it. O'Farson.
I like that he's dropping down in, getting more a part of the attack, trying to get himself into this game. Sometimes you have to play yourself into a game, working back into the midfield to try to create the space for other players in front, but also just facilitate the ball as well.
Flag up for offside. Owuwa shuts down that. It's the 7th time this season that Loudoun have given up multiple goals in a game. The other 4, they have recorded clean sheets. A boom or bust defensive team. Shapiro Thompson rewinds, and Holstead resets. Williams on the feed, tries to get it back. Well read, Mazzaferro. That ball bobbled and stolen. O'Farson lays it forward. Murphy tries to go back. This ball angles wide. Awua can't get there because Holstead slides. Quizera. Better here from Loudoun. Murphy lifts. Holstead, well read by Abukura. He dashes to the middle of the field, cuts through the first. Scardina guides it forward.
You see Lindbergh clapping his hands on the sideline. He's loving the intensity with which his team is defending, trying to get the ball back in tight spaces. You can see 1 and 2 and 3 going to try to close that space and not allow Rhode Island to get out. There's a deflection that goes out of bounds. Yes, they don't win the ball, but it's allowing his team to put a little bit more pressure, light the fire, put them into a position where they can get the ball back higher up the pitch instead of just defending in their own half.
Taken away. Abukura arcs it over the top. Thor nudges past one man, but not the second. Anthony Limbrick told us that he's had guys that have been injured. You talk about Abukura, Erlinson in particular. There have been limited minutes at times for some of these players. A lot of this plays into how is the game being played? How many minutes can they go through it? What kind of player are they? Are they high volume in terms of their running? It's not an excuse, but it's certainly a thing that they have had to deal with that level of consistency and continuity within their side at times this year, dealing with that.
It can be so frustrating, especially as a coach, when you feel like your team is clicking and you have the right people in the right spots. And Super, who came on a half, he's one of those that is on limited minutes, so can't play him the whole game. Abukura as well, and Christian Torres too, trying to work them back into game fitness and minutes, but also wanting to balance that. You don't want their body to give out on them even more because you're using them. It's a very delicate balancing act that you have to go through.
That ball pokes in. That's a delightful pass. Murphy goes with the behind the back, trying to go with the spectacular. O'Farson was open. Pick back up Erlinson. He gets tangled. Murphy widens. Torres. Ordonez. Last touch by Bacharach. One name we haven't mentioned tonight, Jordan Farr, who is with Loudoun, injured his shoulder against Greenville last week, and he is unavailable tonight for this group. That is an experienced goalkeeper, one of the best in the history of the league. Former goalkeeper of the year in the USL Championship. More chances here, looking for space. Up top it rolls. Awua. Abukura. This is pass denied. That's a Pharaoh. Good pressure here from Loudoun. Can they finish off the chance? Rolls along the right. Torres throws it in. O'Farson stretches the strings, pulls one back. Loudoun within a goal with more than a half hour left.
You asked if we were going to see more, and I definitely knew that it was not going to stay just 2-0. Such a dangerous lead, and Loudoun was just knocking on the door here. They kept the ball so well in front of the 18, using everybody they have. This ball just slipped across by Torres. O'Farson just does what he does. Stays right in between the defenders. That ball perfectly plays through. It gets past Vegas, and all he has to do is redirect it in. Doesn't even let his defender get a chance on the ball. And just like that, Loudoun is back into this match in a little bit better form than we've seen them throughout this game, with their patience in front of net, trying to pick out those runs. O'Farson finds himself clear and puts this one away.
3 different players coming in here for Loudoun. Noah Adnan, Richie Amon, and Luca Pires all come in for Loudoun with about a half hour to go, making changes here within a goal once more. The three men that came out were Abukura, Erlinson, and Christian Torres, who gets the assist on the Olfarson goal. Erlinson also had the lone yellow of the game, so one less thing for Loudoun to worry about. Sponsors are substitution sponsored by Segra. Well, one thing that we heard from Anthony Limbrick about Thor Olfarson was that sometimes he can be isolated because he is trying to be that attacking player. They need to get numbers around him. This man can do it. Eamon runs into space. We're going to get a foul that brings this one back. And you can see what happens when they do get everybody into those pockets. It's a goal for Olfarson to make it 2-1. Now a half hour to go. Two changes for Rhode Island now. Leo Afonso and Noah Fuson are the two that come in. That duo replaces Agustin Rodriguez and Jojea Quizera. This game becomes interesting now. What has become a defensive stalemate in the short history between these two sides is turning into a roller coaster ride on a Saturday in Leesburg. Fuson immediately on it, one of the great playmakers in the league. Fuson runs into Awuah. Awuah takes it away from the pack. And we talked about it in the first half, how deflating it can be at times when you're not getting the results that you want in Loudoun's case. And that ball is nearly just an absolute catastrophic moment from Akinyode. But settled in here for Loudoun. The inverse can be true. The goal happens, fresh legs now on the field. Loudoun looked like a different group than they were for a good chunk of time in that first half.
And they have to use this to their advantage. Catch Rhode Island off guard, continue the momentum that you're having, the fresh legs as well. Allow yourself to stretch Rhode Island, and conversely for Rhode Island, can they just get back control of the game? You were up 2-0. Do you sit back or do you take the game to them? They are not sitting back whatsoever and really wanting to force the issue and put up more goals, because now there's a battle. You can feel it from the Loudoun side, and Rhode Island wants to match that energy. Connor Smith told us, we might have to win ugly. We might have to change the way that we want to play to match the other team's energy and find that winning mentality, find those 3 points. And you can see it with the way they've been playing. J.J. Williams really leading the charge right now for Rhode Island throughout this match. But now they're going to have to bring it even more. With the fresh legs, can you match that same energy that was on the pitch as well?
Ordonez gets fouled, and it's going to be a booking as well for Bacharach.
Bacharach has been involved in a few fouls today. Murphy just picks this, he passes it off, excuse me, and then Bacharach just puts his arm, extends his arm just a little bit. Not sure if that would be a yellow card in my opinion, but right now this game is so back and forth. You don't want the emotions of the game to really have any say in how it goes.
You can hear the fans getting behind this group, and in the very bottom of your picture, Anthony Limbrick exerting some energy in his own right. Andre Super. Played in Chile for a long time. Now here with Loudoun, floats it in. Not enough to get it past that defensive group. Awuah back for Super. Threads the needle through defenders. Eamon in a good spot. Tucks this ball in. Delightful touch from Ordonez. Ordonez rolls it through the middle. And it's sent away, and Ordonez asking somebody to make that run to the 6.
And as he should, he did fantastic work use the defender off of his back and place that ball right across the face of the goal.
And then in. This ball floats in from Super. Not a bad look, but doesn't test Vegas in the end.
And Ordonez's ball across was pretty similar to the ball that they had scored on. He was actually closer to the goal and just needing his teammates to be in that pocket of space and those runs where it's the front post or the middle part of the 6-yard box. They have to crash those areas when your teammate is right there on the edge of the box trying to put one in.
Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. "25 minutes left. Things have begun to get interesting here as Cano Smith brings in another defender out there. Sanchez replaces Amos Shapiro Thompson.
Number 3, Aldair Sanchez. All substitutions are brought to you by Segra. Attention fans, last call for beer. Be sure to grab your final drink before sales end.
Loudoun have controlled the plot in the last 10 minutes. Trying to get all the way back. Ordonez's header. It's intercepted. Now Super. And a chance for Loudoun to set things up once more. Williams and Scardina started the scoring. 22nd and 48th minutes respectively. Thorol Farson finished one off in the 58th minute to make it 2-1. One of the 3 matches currently going on right now. Sporting Jackson, Detroit are in a weather delay. There's no score between Pittsburgh and Indy, nor is there one between Lexington and San Antonio. And then springs through the middle, it bounces back out. Farson up top, never shy. Ordonez has that ball taken off of his boots. And a foul and a card. That one's going to go against Ordonez.
Ordonez just trying to stay in front of Bacharach there and clips him when he's trying to just dribble in front of him. Maybe a little bit of a frustration foul. Not a bad foul to make in the central part of the pitch when you're trying to get your team back behind the ball as well. Have to be careful, though, with the card just stepping onto the pitch.
Ordonez was signed in August. Drifted around between FC Cincinnati's program, and the group was excited to bring him in a year ago. And Anthony Limbrook saying that he knows that he can score at this level and scored twice this season. Could be a key piece to Loudoun trying to make their push up the table. Loudoun has expended a lot of energy to get back within a goal. Here's a full tug of the jersey. It's going to be a booking as well for that infraction. Afonso is the man that picks up the yellow.
And Loudoun just want to play quick. You see the frustration there between the men standing over the ball. They just want to continue to play, use the transition to their advantage, not letting Rhode Island set up, but unfortunately the ref has to book the card.
Awuah. Ordonez was the intended target of that ball. Yao sends it away. A lot of defensive work here from Rhode Island. With the goal at the start of the second half from Scardina, it's 13 second half goals this year, tying Lou City for the most in the league for the year. Fuson steals, surges, Knocked away by Amon. Back to Holstead. Holstead hammers out of the park. To the delight of the fans here in Leesburg. Your numbers in this game. Loudoun out shooting a Rhode Island team that was one of the best in the league. 4th in the USL in total shots, 2nd in shots on target.
Loudoun really has not tested Vegas whatsoever. Only 2 shots on target. Yes, they have a goal and it was beauty. They need to have more shots on target to really test him, create those second chance opportunities if the ball pops out at all to give them a better chance.
J.J. Williams floats wide, now accelerates, gets an angle, but heavy on that touch. Too much from J.J. Williams. Goal kick, Loudoun. 20 minutes to play as we hit the 70th minute of this game. Michael Watrang, Jade Barquette, and our team with you here in Leesburg. 2 teams that started the night out of the top 8 in the East. They're trying to make their charge back up the table. And it is J.J. Williams in the 22nd minute, Nick Scardina in the 48th to make it 2-0 Rhode Island. There was about a half-hour window where Loudoun didn't attempt the shot. And then Torres picked out Thor Ulfarsson in the 58th minute to make it 2-1. And that's where we stand right now. Fusant charges for Rhode Island, rolls it back, past Williams. In the end, it is Afonso. Leo Afonso throttles the threads and makes it 3-1. Rhode Island's margin back to 2.
A beautiful finish from Alfonso, but this play starts in the midfield. Mike, this was an insane play by Clay Holstead. He breaks 2-3 tackles to just continue to carry the ball, draws the defenders, puts the ball out wide, and then he makes this cutting run in, gives it up J.J. Williams as well, leaves it for Alfonso. Nobody again tracking the back post runner from Loudoun. An impressive finish by Rhode Island, who continues just to take advantage of every opportunity in front of them to convert their chances into goals. A class finish by Alfonso, the back of the net, and unselfish by the Rhode Island forwards and midfield squad, who just continue to draw defenders to leave the back post open.
Cano Smith said that Leo Afonso is always thinking about goals. Converts his 3rd of the regular season with that finish. And just as it looked like Loudoun were making a charge, Rhode Island gets a 3rd and goes back in front by 2. And Anthony Limbrick had told us he felt like the group was taking a little bit of a turn defensively. That is until the Greenville match, but they've just been too inconsistent. Giving up 3 on the home pitch tonight. There is time left, but now the hole is that much deeper.
And in 3 different type of goals, they all have been a little bit different, but it's really the lack of knowing where their man is, and then that hard defending where you're in your box. You have to be able to know where your men are at all times, keep track of them, communication from everybody in the back line. And for Loudoun right now, it's just been an issue where they haven't been able to track all of the men in the box, and it's something that he actually told us, that we have to be aware of runners in the box. We have to be marked up tight. But Rhode Island has just been so creative in the way they've scored, but B, their movement as well to confuse Loudoun in the box.
So Leo Afonso's goal after the hydration break, it's now 3-1. 4 games without a goal against Loudoun, and Rhode Island taking it out here in this match as they have piled up 3 in this one, and they also have reinforcements ready to roll at the next stoppage with Dwayne Atkinson and Zach Aravo waiting to come in. Can Loudoun respond? Super. Deep line this time around from Rhode Island. Cross whistles through. Vegas snatches it. Down the field it goes. A slight bobble, now across. Fuson lines it up. Fuson fires wide. Rhode Island making 2 changes here. Dwayne Atkinson and Zach Arivo are in. Hugh Bacharach and Nick Scardina are the 2 coming out.
Nick Scardina, one of the goal scorers, and Hugo Bacharach, who's been involved so much in the midfield. He has created plays, he's taken tackles, dictated a lot of the momentum for Rhode Island as well in those tackles, in the way that he has been able to facilitate the ball higher up the pitch. Those 2 men played a fantastic game tonight for their side.
A quarter hour left. Rhode Island wearing down this Loudoun group and getting this steal. It rolls back. Afonso, he hits the deck. Bandra plunges out to grab it. Rhode Island looked fresh. The substitutions making their presence felt.
And fit perfect, seamless into this game as they've stepped on. Sometimes it takes a little bit for the match to catch up to you and for you to catch up to the match, but they have just fit in so well with the energy from their team and the run of play as well, and added to it, as you can see.
eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download it now on your favorite device. Fuson angles it forward. Atkinson springs. J.J. Williams twists around. Williams wallops. Bandra snatches. Akinyode commits the foul and sees a yellow card. Akinyode, who is playing his 283rd game tonight, tying Enzo Martinez for the 4th most in league history.
J.J. Williams takes a look at goal, creates a little bit of separation from Akinyode and takes that shot. They both go in to try and Akinyode to block it, J.J. Williams to take the shot, so you have that collision right there. 50-50 in my opinion, but Williams gets stepped on by Akinyode and causing a little bit more pain from him. Again, I don't know if that's a yellow card. A tackle like that is what you do, especially he timed it perfectly. But this ref making sure that everybody is in check tonight on both sides of the pitch. Loudoun not happy with it as well throughout these 78 minutes we played.
Anthony Limbrick knew that J.J. Williams would be influential tonight, and his presence has been a guiding force for Rhode Island's performance this evening. Just 3 points on the road entering this evening. Only 6 teams in the league had fewer entering the night. And Rhode Island had only scored 6 times in their first 4. 3 in this one, and perhaps a chance to make it 4 with this free kick. And everybody wants a chance at this. Everybody's there. Holstead, Afonso, Williams, Fuson. Harivo's nearby. Now Fuson leaves. Afonso lays it down. The 24-year-old Brazilian spent time with Inter Miami and Atlanta United. First season with Rhode Island. And now it looks like J.J. Williams is going to walk it off. Williams whistles, misses wide.
This could be a left-footed or right-footed ball. It's right in the central part of the 18. I like that Williams tries to hit that upper 90 on that right side, gets it over the wall, but doesn't dip near enough or early enough for him. But a great look on net for the set piece, and for him to go down with the injury and take it. He wanted that one.
Feel a little bit better when you're attacking than you would defensively after that.
100%.
That's a Farrell.
Gainbridge was frustrated there just because there's no movement between Loudoun right now. Rhode Island is dropping their confrontation line, allowing Loudoun to come into their own defensive half, but not pressing them because they want to just suffocate the space and stay compact. Gainbridge was trying to find some sort of movement and play to one of his teammates in the central part of the pitch, but nobody was moving for him, and that's where you saw that frustration.
You mentioned in the first half, the midfield maybe not as creative as Loudoun would like here this evening. Conversely, for Rhode Island, they have been the group that has won this match for the team.
And I think a part of that is because their midfield line is just shifting so well and not allowing space and gaps through them, because they're making Loudoun play over the top or around them, using the sideline as an extra defenseman, but also winning the 50-50 ball over the top too.
10 minutes to go. 3-1 Rhode Island, looking for their first ever win against Loudoun. They never scored against Loudoun in the first 4, and tonight they have 3. Loudoun had that great start to the game. First 20 minutes or so, they had some really good chances. Panayiotou wide open net in the 2nd minute. Olfarsson had a free kick in the 17th minute. Neither converted. They had 6 shots at that point, and the game shifted once J.J. Williams scored off of a long throw in the 22nd minute. Felt like perhaps after Scardina scored in the 48th, Loudoun had a comeback in him when Olfarsson scored in the 58th to make it 2-1. But Leo Afonso tidily converts a goal from just inside of the 18-yard box in the 71st minute to make it 3-1. And a Loudoun group that has gone 10 consecutive matches at home without a win is down by 2 goals in the final 10 minutes, where they have not scored at any point in the regular season. Vegas hits it down the field. Fuson, Heravo rather, that makes the play. Amen. This hits. Atkinson goes down, and Rhode Island reset. They have hit 10 shots in the game, so make it now a perfect 11 for 11 on the season, hitting double digits in shots. Half of those have been on target. They've had at least 5 in all but 1 game this year. Shots on target. Ball rolls out. For a moment, it looked like we were going to continue play, but the assistant referee ends up pointing it out that indeed it did go out, so it's a goal kick. Couple other games have started. Tampa Bay and Hartford, and Charleston and FC Tulsa. So now 5 of the 12 currently going on as we wind down the final few minutes here in this Loudoun, Rhode Island contest. Harivo. Atkinson gives it right back. Harivo. Rhode Island seeing this one through. Afonso bobbles. Harivo gets it back from Afonso, but he gets yanked. Likely that ball was heading out for a goal kick, but the foul allows Rhode Island to set up a free kick.
That's definitely just a frustration foul there from Loudoun. There was no need to yank on his jersey. You see how fast they're playing in the 1- and 2-touch passes that are really breaking down the defensive structure that Loudoun was trying to impose, but Rhode Island gets the ball back without really having to do anything. It was going to be a goal kick, and Loudoun was going to have the opportunity to have the ball again.
So instead they have to defend once more in the final 5 minutes. Stoppage time. Fuson hammers to Bandera. He wants to go fast with a counterattack. Farson provides an outlet. Rhode Island do well to get everybody back behind the ball other than J.J. Williams. Harivo reads that ball perfectly. Straddles the sideline. Rhode Island have played steady after taking the advantage in this game. The one blemish is the Olfarson goal. Williams offside here. But perhaps this is the game that Rhode Island can circle as the turning point of the year. Certainly there are a lot of games left to go the rest of the night, but as of now, they would pull back above the playoff line and into 8th place in the Eastern Conference.
Rhode Island has just played a very complete game, from their compactness defensively to the shots that they've taken, the creativity they've shown in the final third. They've put up a fantastic performance, really combining all the things that Connor Smith was wanting to see from his team and put them on display here in this away match.
Ball out once more, goal kick. That's how the table looks right now. Frustration for Loudoun. Another chance at home to get the job done. Able to do so. 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. High and over the top. This ball bounces inside of the box. Afonso gets a piece and can't keep it in play. Another goal kick. Remy Cabral has scored for FC Tulsa. They lead Charleston 1-0. Just after Charleston nearly took out Tampa Bay Rowdies a couple nights ago. And once again, Tampa Bay getting a late equalizer from Matias Oliveira. Williams slows that ball down, accelerates. Williams whistles it across. Atkinson is there to put the finishing touches on 3 points in Leesburg. 4-1 Rhode Island.
Atkinson, a sub, coming on the pitch and again picking up right where his teammates have left off. It really has been Rhode Island's night tonight. They continue just to put the ball away. J.J. Williams once again involved. He draws the defender away from goal and just puts this ball across. And that's spectacular from Rhode Island, knowing that your teammate is going to be there. That ball was not a shot. It was a cross over, and Atkinson just following up once again. Loudoun missing their man, not being tight in the box. And Atkinson just on the outside of that back post. All he has to do is redirect it back the way it came. in a very comfortable lead heading into the final minutes here.
Williams with 2 assists, now 12 for the all-time leading goal scorer in Rhode Island history. 18 goals, 12 assists in his career, and 3 goal contributions here tonight. It just showcases the quality of J.J. Williams. When you talk about an opposing team that has him in big, bold letters at the top of the scouting report, this is the man that we have to slow down this evening, and yet J.J. Williams is going to walk out of here with a goal and 2 assists.
He's hard to contain. It's his movements when he does off the ball as well.
Here's a giveaway. Afonso laces through, and it might have nicked the post on its way out. Could have been a 5th.
He just hunts for goal. He hunts for the ball. A great turn and a great almost finish there. Barely kissed that outside post.
It's the 3rd time this season that Rhode Island has scored 4 goals. First time they've done it on the road. And it's the most that they've scored in a road game, tying or just second, rather, in club history. They beat Lou City back in June of 2024, 5-2. Their first ever campaign as a club. Four minutes of stoppage time left, perhaps a chance for more. Gets knocked down. Pinaris commits the foul.
You talk about this margin of a win for Rhode Island. When we talked to Connor Smith earlier this week, I asked him about those convincing 4-0, 3-1 wins, and I said, what was really the difference in those games? And he said, well, they were at home. And to come on the road and be able to make a statement like this with different goal scorers, with J.J. Williams having the game that he did, defensively compact as a unit, not really giving up anything to Loudoun, it has been a fantastic showing for this Rhode Island side on the road in league play, where they where Connor Smith was talking to us about needing to win.
Speaking of which, he mentioned the Indy game in particular. He said, if we would have won 3 points in that, we could have been even on points with Indy. Instead, Indy won that game. They get 3 points, and they jump all the way in to second place on the table. And he said, other than Tampa Bay, nobody has separated themselves in this league. And feels like his group has the ability to do it if they can find that consistency factor.
The margin is so small, and the room for error is also maybe even smaller because the table is so tight. And for Rhode Island for their first game back in league play since May 30th, to have this type of win, it has to give them so much confidence going forward.
Frustration continues for this Loudoun group, conversely, moving up these 4 goals here on the home field. Now 4 goals allowed in each of their last 2 matches in league play. Alfarson's shot forces Vegas to send it out wide. The 4 goals allowed at home are the most that Loudoun have given up since a 5-2 loss here in September. Corner kick. There have been many of those here this evening. This ball floats in. Vegas gets the left hand on it. Nadarce fires it up the field. Hartford have just taken the lead at Tampa Bay. Sebastian Anderson in the 20th minute. Trying to be the first team to beat the Rowdies this season, off to a piping hot start to the year. The Rowdies unbeaten through their first 12. That's number 13 tonight for Tampa. But as was the case on Wednesday night when they came back to beat Charleston, boatloads of time left against Hartford. Ordonez can't slow it down. Hariveau gets it instead, and then Afonso gets fouled. Crunching tackle between two defenders. And just as I had mentioned, that FC Tulsa had taken the lead against Charleston. Charleston has now scored twice in 3 minutes. Colton Swan and Malik Foster. Full-time whistle blows here. Rhode Island beats Loudoun for the first time in their 5th try. 3-goal advantage and a 4-1 win here this evening against Loudoun.
A convincing win for Rhode Island from start to finish. They just had such a beautiful game. They played the game well. They defended together, and then they took advantage of the opportunities. They scored in 4 different ways, really just exploiting the space behind Loudoun and taking advantage of the lack thereof of tight defending and the mental slips from Loudoun.
Let's take a look at our man of the match here this evening, and it belongs to Thor Farson, presented by Sissonow. A goal here this evening. He played well, just not enough touches in the end.
Couldn't get him the ball just enough for him to do magic with it. We talked about him before the game, knowing that he was going to be an X factor, and he was. He scored the goal, and there was just a 1-goal margin and difference between the two teams. And he came back into the midfield and was trying to help as well. They just couldn't facilitate him enough to really see the Thor show that they've seen so far.
4-1 is the victory here this evening for Rhode Island as they take out Loudoun United today. We'll be back to wrap things up on a high-scoring affair between Rhode Island and Loudoun. Week 15 in the USL Championship. Off to a hot start. Back with more in a moment.
Business success requires more than just technology. It demands a strategic connectivity game plan, relentless agility, and a human touch. We offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud tailored to meet the diverse needs of our clients. Segra is one of the largest nationwide independent commercial fiber companies in the U.S., with a fiber network infrastructure spanning 28 states. We are Segra. Connectivity, support, solutions.
You have the power to save. Take charge of your energy bill with these tips from Novec. Adjust your ceiling fans to rotate counterclockwise for warmer weather. Novec also recommends installing a programmable thermostat to avoid cooling your home when you're away. Set your water heater to 120 degrees. Novec is helping members save energy, which means saving money. Harness your savings power. Find more tips and tools at novec.com/save.
Rhode Island was goalless in their first 4 meetings with Loudoun. Tonight, they exploded, and it started with a long throw from Clay Holstead. Bacharach gets the skimming header, and J.J. Williams pounds it in.
This ball does not go in the back of the net without Bacharach's beautiful flick on. Holstead just finding him as a target in the box, and then J.J. Williams finishing it off. And for Rhode Island, it really got them started. It was a spark plug for them, and it wouldn't stop there. They continued to find different ways to score. This ball just floated out wide. A beautiful ball inside the foot, and then once again, J.J. Williams all over it, beats his defender inside, just drops his ball off right in the front of the net, right in the mouth of the goal. And his teammate just puts it away seamlessly. Just a lack of tight defending from Loudoun today really just allowed them to be down, but then they weren't out, right? Thor Farson just gets in the play. You see him just shifting around the box. Nobody's really marking him throughout the entire play, and he follows it through with that ball perfectly in front of the net. This ball through by Abakora, just perfect, threaded right through the defense of Rhode Island, and they would be within one.
2-1 game, half hour to go. Plenty of chances for Loudoun, but instead it would be Holstead with a dynamic run. Noah Fuson picks out Leo Alfonso unmarked, and he crushes this.
Alfonso and Fuson were 2 subs in this match. Holstead breaks every defender that he could find, follows the play. Instead, Alfonso on the far side just slips this ball in. Just an unmatched shot and a finish from Rhode Island, and then they wouldn't stop there. They just continued to put the pressure on Loudoun at home. This ball floated across once again. No one other than J.J. Williams was going to put the exclamation mark on this one, and Atkins, just all he had to do was place it top bins right where the ball came from.
It is a third goal contribution for J.J. Williams, and here are the final stats. There were 6 shots in the first 19 minutes of the game for Loudoun, just 4 in the final 71, but this really has to do with Rhode Island's quality for 90.
100% their quality for 90 minutes. They put the pieces of attacking and defending into one complete game. Connor Smith has to be happy, more than happy, with his team's performance tonight. They didn't have all the ball the entire game, but they used their opportunities to their advantage, and that's all sometimes it takes.
Rhode Island 4, Loudoun 1. Rhode Island's first ever win against Loudoun, and they snap a 4-match winless road droughts. 3-goal win here this evening. J.J. Williams with 3 goal contributions. And Rhode Island has 3 points heading back to the Northeast. For my partner tonight, Jade Barquette, I'm Michael Watrang saying so long here from Leesburg, Virginia. Thanks so much for watching the USL Championship. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.